Turn down the music a bit. Looking like it's a little high. That might be the easier way to turn it down. We are live. We are live. Let me out. Better wait for people to start rolling in. Could be a good one today. I should put the audio up a bit, probably. No, I still don't know the release date. Fortunately. Trying to find the right balance here. What's up, Mortis? I'm gonna start talking about the gameplay once people start filtering in. It's gameplay night. What's up, B-Train? Yeah, the release date's pretty much when it's done. Caligma, welcome. Caligma, I always think of your picture on Discord when you show up. That shit cracks me. It's such a throwback. Not a whole lot. I've sort of decided semi-recently, I don't know if anyone was at the stream last week, that it's silly that I don't just show off more of the game. It's like, yeah, sometimes I drop a lot of frames, like right when it's starting. But I don't know. I have a tendency. What's up, Vanishing? You don't start with the old man. Come on now. What's up, Najalim? How you doing? Howdy. Again, I'll let people trickle in before I start actually playing the chapter. But I'm trying to say, just from like a mindset perspective, I think it's so easy as a developer, as an indie developer, to feel like I need to save stuff for big reveals and save stuff to build up the hype, and that's true, and that, you know, it's still something that I need to do. But that being said, we're not big enough that I can just like not show off the game for all the way leading up to release and expect people to be excited for it. You know what I mean? Like, I need to show you guys this is here, this is happening. So I think I've had somewhat of a personal ideal shift in that way. But I know you guys are hyped, but we're trying to build an audience here. You know what I mean? And get in new people that aren't going to come to the dev streams when it's just me sitting there talking. Ooh, excuse me. But we'll get going a little bit here. I realize the pre-alpha footage thing is just covering the stats. Okay, Salty. I think that's a new name. Welcome in, if it is your first time, and if not, sorry. But I don't recognize it. Yeah, Vanishing, you really have. You've just been in the Discord clamoring for Old Man. Doolittle was there helping, but Doolittle wasn't thirsting for the old men before you showed up. We got our boy Reardon here. If you guys are interested in sort of seeing some of the starting stats, I'll just hover them again while I wait for people to show up, and I actually play the chapter. Oh god, okay. Well, welcome to stream. It should be a fun one today. Actually, you know, actually playing the game. Imagine that. Yeah, Reardon's a hunter. What's up, Sonic the Hedgehog? What a, what a fucking name. I feel like I would remember that name. Welcome to stream if it's your first time. Same with Salty. It was Wolves. Baraka, what's good? Again, I'm waiting for people to start showing up before I start playing. But I will. That's Umbreon asking the real questions. So here's a very, very big disclaimer before I play this chapter. This was redesigned like a couple days ago, and I've played through it exactly once. So part of the reason I'm playing this on stream is I thought it would be really fun to sort of go through that early testing and balancing process with you guys seeing it, and start to show off, you know, what goes into how we're making decisions in the map, what goes into why we want to tweak things. From the one time I played it before, I will say I thought it was definitely too easy, which again, it's chapter 1. That's not like the worst thing. I'm not going to just, you know, make you guys grind your nose into the pavement to like enjoy the game, because there's deity mode for that, and I'm playing on hero. I'm playing on the normal difficulty mode, but right now I don't know what this is going to turn out to be. I think God damn it. So I think it's probably going to end up being 7 turns as the term limit. Right now I have it at 10 for mortal, 8 for hero, and 6 for deity. Because when I played it, it was in a place where I could definitely complete it in 6, but you might have to forego some loot to do it. So you know, unless you play really aggressively and play well. Dejalin, will there be options for deity plus custom difficulties? I got to show off a lot by streaming in that Dark Deity one. I don't know just yet what I'm doing with the custom stuff. I do think more likely than not there will be. That being said, I think it's going to be rather than tweaking individual stats and the really, really, really intensive stuff, we'll probably have, you know, a slider for all enemy stats. You know, the sliders for golden XP gain, possibly. And, you know, we might lock that behind, like, a certain amount of progression. Because we had people who accidentally randomized units and then went into the game really confused last time. Which we really don't want, so... that'll be a sort of ongoing discussion. But to be honest, the like stat changes and stuff are really easy to put in. And since you're making your own balance, I don't have to, you know, be fucked to make sure that like it's all doable. Yeah, the who is Liberty and why is she my lord ones really killed me. See, I don't know, locking content behind completions is complicated because you get like, think about someone who gets it on Switch and PC and plays it on both. Like, it'd be frustrating if you want to get it on Switch and then play random recruitment, but you have to beat the whole fucking game again. Like, I just, yeah, I don't stand for that. So it'll probably be open from the start. What's up, Pokey? Gemini 1987, welcome to stream. And I completely agree for all the reasons I just said. I think it's generally, yeah, it's a big old disclaimer. You got to do it. But you know, I think there are potentially like some level of, you know, completion locking that does work, and for certain things, but that it's an ongoing discussion, and I'm open to people's thoughts on it as well. Hold on, I think I need to raise the game music a lot because I'm realizing it's not even coming through at a certain point. Yeah, that should be fine. I know. For me, this is crazy. We don't do this often. Yeah, Liberty is pretty goated. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Najal, I think it's reasonable. I just also think it has downsides, so I'm hesitant to go too hard on it. So, all right. I guess we start playing the game at some point. Since we got a lot of people here. So, the cheat codes to unlock early is goated. You know what? There's a guy on the Steam. I was reading the Steam forums, and there's a guy that's saying he wouldn't buy the game if it has customizable difficulty settings because they're cheats, and he won't buy a game with cheats in them. I thought that was one of the most bizarre things that I've ever heard. Like, bro, just don't use them. What do you mean? I thought that was incredibly interesting. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Gwen's hair is goated. We know this. Yeah, I really thought that was odd. So here's something that people might find interesting. You start the game with 5 characters. You start with one of every class. Let me know if the audio balancing is fucked and you guys like can't hear me over the game music or vice versa. Bull Goblin, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you dropping by. Caius is best boy. I do love me some Caius. Yeah, I just appreciate you dropping by. I'm glad you had fun with it. Oh yeah, no, B-Train. That's actually just because this first chapter is really fucking small, and my camera covers Gwyn and Reardon down here if I don't zoom in. So that's the only reason it's so zoomed in. I normally play much further zoomed out than that. Which I'll probably zoom out once they're not in the deep dark recesses of the corner of the map. Caesar! RIP. So, you start with one of each class. So, you have Saxon in the Adept, who is... I guess I'll have to talk about this, too, the combat forecast. So, Saxon is an Adept. He starts not crazy strong, I will say. Hey, thank you for the follow, Skull Goblin. I always forget that my follow sound is the Carl Weezer moan. I'm hilarious for that. I'm not afraid to admit it. Let's see. Answering questions here. Sorry. The randomizer option, might I suggest an option to make whatever character start off as the class you want? That is an interesting question. It probably would require a lot of menuing. It's a cool idea, but I try to stay away from, like, in the randomizer options, things that are going to require a lot of asset load and they're going to take me, you know, a long time to put in. Because I only have so much time budgeted and you know, we're very small. But I could think about that. I don't know if you know this, but you can change classes in this game. You're not locked in immediately. You can change them. So it is also, it's a lot more flexible in that way. Let's see. Effusive, what's good? So Saxon, I might just go through. I'm realizing that when I show this menu, it's in the middle of being revamped. So ignore the fact that there's just like black boxes here. It's not done. How much time do I have budgeted? There's simply not. You're not getting that answer. So Saxon's ability has changed a lot of times, and his passive is probably not going to stay as is, because I don't know, Saxon's just this character that is hard to nail down. And Saxon scales really hard. So you look at his ability, it costs a lot of mana, Call the Storm. At the beginning of this ability, it's going to be used... I'm trying to think about how to do this. So he does a certain amount of damage that's spread to all of the enemies in range, and that number scales really, really high. And then there's also there's a maximum number of damage that it can do, and this scales faster than the other one does. Well, I'll let you guys play around with this. Anyway, this ability gets really, really, really powerful with the right build on Saxon. It's not, like, insane at the start. And it is, at its most effective, hitting a lot of enemies. And yeah, he has some sustain because when he uses mana, he heals himself. So he's someone that can go off on his own once you get a few levels on him. Then we have Arthur, who just gets 25% more mana flat out, which I'm not gonna lie is really fucking strong. And so Arthur's personal ability, I realize it's being blocked by chat, but he has essentially a targeted magical blast that does more damage the more mana he spends in the chapter. So by the end of chapters, you can use him to just nuke the fuck out of enemies, which I think is very fun. Do more adept classes hit on defense or resistance? I think it's 2 and 2. I believe it's 2 and 2. Don't quote me. Let me think about this for a moment. Actually, no, that's not true. Well, that's a complicated question. One of the adept classes has an ability that actually switches whether they deal magical or physical damage on demand. So if they are dealing magical damage, then it's 2 and 2. But there's 2 locked to physical, and 1 magical, and then 1 that can do both. I'm gonna turn the game down a little bit more because the audio looks like I'm not getting above it. But oh, do they? Okay, sorry. There is 1 class that can do that. Yes, there's 1 class that can do that. And I love that ability. So, Cassandra is your highest starting level unit for chapter 1. She has an axe weapon, and axes have a fuck ton of damage on them. And they do not hit very well. And they're very heavy. At least the starting one, there are axes that don't go by that. But, so she does a lot of damage. Like, you'll see, she nearly one-shots this wolf to start out. And she's pretty bulky. She's got good stats. She's your healer. She's your early game healer. And her passive, ignore that these are showing up. Her passive lets her cast a lot. Her and Arthur are like the cast duos. And I'm just going to say ahead of time, and I'll point this out again. Her combat sprite right now is literally Gwyn. We don't have any head swaps for the shamans yet, so just keep that in mind. That's not intended. We're just not there yet. Yeah, the shaman tree is really fun. We have the least animations done in it. We actually just got one last night that I need to put in still. But if we want, we could open up with a healer bonk. Alternatively, what probably makes more sense, I'm going to save the healer bonk here. Hold on. So this would leave him with 11 health. Let's think about this. He does 9. What does his ability do? 13? Okay. So watch someone put Arthur in a melee class, then ask why his personal skill is so ass. Melee classes still get mana. If you come down, Gwyn has mana. Gwyn's personal ability is a AoE cleave. So if there are targets adjacent to the person you're attacking, you'll deal damage to all of them after the fact. Reardon has his command wolf, which strips defense from the enemy. So even if it's not like magical based, they're using mana for the most part. Not for the most part. They are using mana. Najalem, I love that you like the icons. I think the ability icons are so fucking good. And our artist who was working on those is crazy talented. With their little, yeah, the cutesy man wolf. Yeah, Neuromon's here. I saw you earlier and I totally forgot. Thanks for dropping by. And yeah, the shaman tree is pretty fucking crazy, to be honest. Yeah, the like lunar reeve is pretty fun. I think the art style in this game goes hard. So we're gonna pull up. Let me just real quick go over the combat overview. I think it's pretty clear, but attacks show up as individual panels here. So, like, if Saxon were going to double, there would be another blue panel here. The top is just, like, the final outcome. And so, yeah. It takes a sec to get used to. I will say it's not, like, immediately intuitive, but I think it is insanely superior to the, like, static style we used before. Alright, we're going in. Little punch. So, you might be wondering why I didn't start with the ranged character attack. So, one of the side objectives of this chapter is to heal a certain amount of HP. Again, these early side objectives are really just intending to, like, force you to engage with the game systems earlier. Advantage system is completely gone, effusive. But then we can come up and heal Saxon. And we can get some of that, juicy... What's up, Bunny Bun? We can get some of that juicy side objective progress down here. So, now we've spent 40 mana towards our 200, and we've healed... You really just have to heal twice with her. Again, it's not intended to be difficult. They're just asking you to engage with the game systems. We don't have an animation for Lunar Reeve yet, so ignore the fact that this is just going to immediately deal damage and kill him. But you'll see Arthur's attack soon. So we're gonna come down. I actually don't think I really need to use Command Wolf to kill him. How much? She does 11 damage? Yeah, we're not going to. So Get Celius, welcome to chat. Welcome to stream. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, we're just playing Chapter 1 today. Nothing crazy. So, I don't know if you saw the, okay, well, they're all... I'll go over this next turn when it's a little more obvious. But Gwyn, when she kills a unit, gets block stacks. You can't... fuck. You can't see it because my head is blocking it. In the bottom right, it says... Unit will take 5 less damage for 1 attack. Yes. So we're gonna just let it ride here. I know. R.I.P. Butter, for real. That phase animation was done today. So, Gwyn's really OP. I'm just gonna say this up front. He's intended to be really jacked. Hence her taking 0 damage from the looters. Also why she's separated from the group. And like I said, I'm aware that Gwyn's head is on the shaman. We just don't have a head swap for it. It's supposed to be Cassandra. So, I know, isn't it fun? Side note, this is like a small thing, but something that I, in particular, find extremely charming. when enemies are when units are in defensive terrain, they like actually go behind the pillars here, or they'll like be inside the bushes visually, and I think it's really fun. Anyway, let's see. Chimera Elite, the early game crutch EHP sponge. Time to run her away so the rest of my party can get some. Pretty much. She still gets like some XP because she's only level 3. The real early game sponge comes next time. Yeah, Luke's right. It is peak. Okay. So, oh, actually, look at this phenomenal opportunity to show you guys Hero Cleave. Oh, I forgot. I'm trolling. Hold on. So, I just changed the visual area of the ability menu specifically for this. And then I forgot to change the mouse actually showing up where it's supposed to be. So, big oopsie on my part. What's up, Silverbows? Okay, after this, I'm going to show you Hero Cleave. Gwyn's ability is a AoE damaging thing. So she's going to get her block stacks, and she's going to deal damage to both of those two enemies. Again, Gwyn is insanely strong. It is on purpose. And then you can see when I hover, when you have a unit hovered, you can see, yeah, it is Caligma. It is on purpose. I kind of forgot that that was on purpose there, but you can thank the stage designers for that. So you can see Gwyn is like glowing pink around her, right? That indicates that she can bond with Reardon, and leveling up your bonds is really, really, really important in this game. Because most of your gems, which are used to craft rings, which have replaced Eternal Aspects as like the cool effects system, come from bonds. So actually positioning to, you know, maximize your bond XP is pretty important. So, okay, sorry, Najalin wants to see Arthur. We'll get him some XP. Oh yeah, and the pillars give you +4 defense when you're in them. I should specify. You can't see the terrain indicators in the bottom right, so you can't see it behind my head. Interesting. Hey, Demon Zitaka, what's good? It's been a while. So we'll just get Arthur some XP here. Does the terrain pop up in the actual battle window? So, at the moment, no, because we haven't had time to do that. It is planned that terrain will be, like, in the combat window. Ideally, what I want to do is have sort of the same thing where, like, the room has a certain ground, and then on top of that will be, like, bushes or pillars or whatever you want. But at the moment, no. Does she have enough mana to heal again? Yeah. But we'll come up here. I love Saxon. I think Saxon's my favorite character, probably. Unlikely Sorcerer, welcome to the stream. Thank you for dropping by. Let's see, trying to catch up on chat. I know, Z-Talk, I can't wait for you guys all to play it also. We're gonna heal Saxon. Moving on along. I'm realizing that Reardon doesn't really have a whole lot of good options in this opening chapter, so I might have to move some things around to make that feel better. Silverbows, not sure if this was asked, but are there any voice acting for this game or nope? There will be voice acting, yes. It is not in the game yet. We have not recorded yet, but there will be lots of voice acting, yes. Dare I say more than you're probably expecting. Gemini, I think we will. There's a pretty good chance that we do a public demo at some point. It would not be paid. I think. I don't think we even have that in our yeah. I think we aren't going early access, but I think there will be a public demo. Yeah, voice acting is pretty expensive, but it does also make It does also make a really, really big difference. And it's something I believe in a lot as a developer, so we are going the extra mile with that, if you will. Used to play a lot of TF2. I don't envy you that. I'm a Counter-Strike kind of guy, so TF2 was never on my plate. But yeah, you guys are going to be really thrilled with the voice acting when we get around to actually showing it off. We're just not there yet. Again, the game is relatively far along, but there's still a really long ways to go. So, Hawkeye, thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. I guess we'll go to the next turn here. So, oh, he's in the pillars. Yeah, I'll command wolf this. So when you use one of the pet commands, the pet will come out as like part of your attack, essentially. And that one strips defense, so we'll do more damage to this looter later. Let's see, Sonic. There's also a big range in voice acting. Like, there's a big price difference between getting. Yeah, that's very, 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 very true. Between those two things, I would say somewhere in between. Yeah. But we'll be casting talented people that have experience in the industry. It's not quite as stratified as you might think. There are a lot of really talented people that do enormous projects and also do small ones. What's up, Canadian Uncle Sam? We're just actually playing Dark Deity 2. Imagine that. Also, you might be wondering what the little down arrow is. That means that they are exhausted from fighting this turn and their dodge is decreased. So if you have, a really dodgy enemy you just can't hit, or you have a dodge tank, you have to be really careful about either hitting them a lot of times or not being in combat with them a lot of times, because dodge decreases significantly after every combat. And that resets every turn. Yeah, Najalim, I will say, majority of the hunter pets aren't also enemies. I realize I might actually want to switch Reardon's personal, because it's kind of bunk to have him using the wolf in the chapter with wolves. I feel like that's not that fun. So I have been thinking about changing it. I know, it's blasphemy. Okay, so we're all good to go to the next turn. So Gwen's just gonna keep absolutely beating on these things. We'll probably have our first level up ever shown. Okay, please be good! Let's fucking go! Might, defense, and mastery, we will take that any day of the week. And he dropped some gold. Oh, she's critting. Oh my god. You know what? That's actually a fun. Is that a? Yeah, I guess glitch is the right term. When I was originally testing for the. Oh yeah, here we go. So we get some actual context for the story, which I kind of forgot was going to happen. I don't know if it came through because stream is lower FPS than the game, but the screen shakes there. The underground ruin that they are in on turn 3 will start collapsing. And then if you come up over here, you can't see the indicator because my head is on top of it, but this tells you that next turn on these spots, rubble will fall from the ceiling and it will damage anyone that's in that spot. And then it will, it's going to actually change the terrain on that spot as well. Let's see, let me catch up on chat. Also, someone asked what Mastery does, and I did not answer, I forgot. Let me just say, Mastery increases the effect of your abilities. So that's what it does now. Canadian, are you doing anything to help improve the RNG on level ups? We will have linear leveling in, again, if you want to play with a guaranteed progress on the stats, you can. But I personally think the RNG mode is more fun, so that's the default. But there will be the option to play with the randomization gone. Unlikely Sorcerer, yes, that is someone noticed. The level themes have a totally different, a different higher intensity version that plays during combat and it plays during enemy phase. So you might notice that it morphs over to the more intense version when you go into combat or when phase changes. Which again is a much more natural feel than in the other one where it started the same fucking song over and over again. God, if I could go back and change like 3 things in the first game, that would be one of them. Excuse me. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, I know it sucks when you get stat fucked, but it also is really fun when you get stat blessed, so I think that's just kind of the give and take. I would probably fix the final boss too. I love the bar graphs you have going with the stats. It's satisfying to look at. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of, you can't really see it because my head's in the way, but there's a lot of bars in the game. Okay, so yeah, these we need to stay out of. Let's get reared in this XP because, well, actually, you know what? We may as well move her first. So, oh, I forgot to make this guy a boss. This guy is intended to be a little stronger than he is right now, but I literally, like, just implemented this shit yesterday, so, because, again, we just drastically changed Chapter 1. It was pretty similar to Dark Deity 1's Chapter 1 before, where it wasn't, like, much of a chapter on purpose, because it was supposed to just be the tutorial. We are instead going to have main menu tutorials like multiplayer games do it. Like, totally scripted, extremely hand-holdy tutorials for people who need to learn the game. And this chapter 1 is going to be the first gameplay, so if you're very familiar with the genre, you're not going to have to sit through a couple of really boring chapters that like are intended to be easy. We're starting it off pretty high octane now. And yes, this is the redone Outlaw. Kahalan. Is that like Kakalin for Kuchalain? Kakal? I don't know. It's Kakalin, I think it is. Is that what that's intended to be? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Someone else followed. Oh, King Wolf Kai, thank you for the follow. I like that name then. I fucking love Celtic mythology. You might actually notice that a lot of the names in Dark Deity are Celtic in origin, because I think Celtic names are badass. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Thank you guys for, to everyone that's new and coming to stream and chatting. I really appreciate it. It's a lot more fun when, people are around and I get to show things off. Yes, the Outlaw is back. It is not a playable class in this game. It is an enemy-only class. There's a couple... This and the Surge are both returning. Are the main menu hand-holdy tutorials still scenario-based playable content or like text video? They will still be scenario-based playable content. Yeah, they do the high fantasy thing. And I went to St. Mary's for college, so we were the Gales, so I have to honor that and put Gaelic shit into the game. Um, there's no Seamus in the game, though, I will say. There's a name that's actually kind of funnily similar to that, but I'll let y'all discover that. Okay, sorry, moving on. I'll keep playing the game. I know this is... Actually, you know what? It's gonna eat up the whole hour perfectly, so it kind of is working. Great questions, everyone. Keep them coming. So he's not gonna have enough mana to use Lunar Reeve for a while, but you'll notice that it went up from 13 damage. You can't see it behind chat. My bad. It went up from 13 damage to 18 damage. Oh my god, it's Scuba Steve. God, okay, I don't know if I'm just having deja vu right now. Did I already yell at you about whether you ever played Rust? I swear I did. And I think you said no. And it's really disappointing me. We had this, oh god, my friends and I played Rust way back when in college. And there was this fucking guy, Scuba Steve, that was just annihilating us when we were offline. Anyway, it might be a common name. It's a good name though. Hawkeye, completely agreed. Gaelic mythology is massively overlooked. Actually, so if people like, for those that like reading, this is like a low grades series, so I don't know how much it holds up now. But go look up The Tapestry by Henry Neff. This guy taught at the high school that was like tied to my elementary school, and so we all, I don't know if we were given this book, but we were recommended to go buy it. It's like a Gaelic mythology Harry Potter. That shit goes really hard, or it did at least when I was younger. I don't know if it's still good. If you like Gaelic mythology, highly recommend that. Okay, back to the task at hand. Arthur's weapon is Relic. Will new weapons have new spell animations? It's tied to class. Yeah, so the animations... This is the one limitation of our new system. I think it's generally much better and it feels more put together. But spell animations are no longer a thing. Every class... the magic classes function like physical classes where they have their own... animation. Now that being said... It also allows us to make much, much cooler magical class animations because they don't have to sit there and, you know, like wave their hands for an indeterminate length of time to cast spells. So we lose some flavor in the different spell animations, but we gain a lot more flavor, in my opinion, from the classes looking really cool. Which I'll show off, you know, more in the future when we have some other classes to show. Right now, you guys only get to see chapter 1 today, and we'll work through. We'll see when that changes. Okay, what were we doing? We're gonna come over here. A little attack with Gwyn. I need to fuck with these numbers. She is not supposed to be taking 0 damage right now. This is just less than ideal. There is also gay stuff, so I won't reveal who, but there's gay stuff on the map right now. Necromancer, please. I think you'll be pretty pleased, Gemini. I think you'll be pretty pleased. I'm not gonna say... I won't say exactly what. Alright. Irving getting curious in his old age. That is on God. Oh yeah, so for people who are asking about the terrain, we don't have them all done yet, so they just show up as grass if it's like not normal floor. But it will change once we have the time to actually make those platforms. Speaking of, Neuromon is here. Neuromon, I need to enlist you to make those soon, if you have the time. Mortis. I'm gonna send a screenshot of that to our writer. That's fucking funny. I don't think Neuramon worked on any of the tier 1 classes, no. Neuramon does most... Well, so Neuramon did all of the static designs. So... Hold on. Oh, we got 2 wolves here. We might actually... Okay, I'm gonna just let them pull up here. She really did not need to go there. Neuramon did all of the static designs, so... He may not have animated the tier 1s, but he had a hand in them for sure. Tempest, what's good? Welcome. Okay, we're gonna end phase here. Oh, that's still like some of the first times I'm actually seeing that animation because we just put it in. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot that she had block stacks from getting the kill. That's why she's not taking any damage. I'm stupid as fuck. He is supposed to be taking 0 damage. I'm just getting a little all over the place. Gemini, it's the same as Dark Deity 1. So it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And you gain access at pretty similar levels for the most part. Okay, so again, we don't have an animation yet, but what you just saw was the camera coming over. And again, if you just got here, midway through this level, the ruins that they're in starts collapsing. See, Saxon is actually in a spot that's going to take damage here. Shit. I was gonna do something cool with him. That's the problem. God damn it. What's up, he who quacks? Fuck this. I'm sad. I was gonna show off his personal ability. That's okay. So, again, these spots, rubble falls from the ceiling. It deals damage to anyone that's in the spot, and then it leaves rubble on the ground, which, if you're standing in rubble, decreases your accuracy by... Right now it's 20. It'll probably be more than that. Yeah, I mean, I will say romance is not a big part of Dark Deity 2 either. I want to say that a higher... Well, you know, we haven't written enough of the bonds to know this yet, but my inclination is that more of the class, more of the characters will be in romantic situationships than the first game, as a percentage. Do not quote me on that. It might not be true. It's still very much not a priority. But funnily enough, something that I talked about a lot with the first game was that the reason there's not that much romance is partially that we didn't feel like that much of the cast actually like matched up romantically, and so we didn't it didn't make sense to us to put more of that romance in. And I do think that more of this cast is like compatible with one another in that way, which was not really on purpose. I think it just kind of worked out that way. You have enough mana? No, she doesn't. Okay. The problem is I want to use... Oh, wait, we can get some XP for Reardon. Oh, we might do that. How many turns? All right, we're at 4 turns. We're pretty good. And yeah, Neuramon, just to finish my thought on that, because I didn't. Neuramon mostly worked on tier 3 classes, so it's not stuff that you'll see until the game actually comes out a lot of the time. Yeah, I know a lot of people like the dating sim elements of the newer Fire Emblem games. I have fun with it in the cases where I get to create really jacked child units, or like there's fun gameplay effects. I'm like deeply not interested in shipping of any form. I'm married. I'm good. I'm just. It doesn't really. It doesn't really interest me. So I think the game reflects that. Hold on, let me look over. Option to have mana and health numbers show up on bars under character sprites. Thank you for the follow, Unlikely. You might have to phrase that a different way. I don't think I'm getting it. It's all good and dandy. We do not need crazy Fire Emblem Fates romances when they are just yoinked together haphazardly. Yeah, but the child units are fun. Creating child soldiers in that game is a true joy in my life. Okay. We have enough turns here that I do think... Oh yeah, there's a bear up here. This bear drops a life essence right now. I don't know if that's going to be what it's going to be. But I do want to level up my Reardon, so we're going to bring him up here to get the kill. And then I can move Saxon. How much XP? The child soldiers is a true joy in my life. I know I'm creating problems for myself in the future, huh? Here is a question. Is he in range with this? No, he doesn't even have enough. He doesn't even have enough mana anyway. Fuck me. Okay. And then I'm gonna pull Gwyn back up here. Oh wait, why did I do that? I need to go get this chest. Fuck me. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying, Canadian Uncle Sam. Look at that, maximizing the bond XP like crazy. Look at me go. That is probably something I will look into doing. So, alright, we've got rubble here. Is it just those two? Okay, I think we're pretty good. Don't need to mess too much with it. Ooh, he can actually use Command Wolf. So let's come over here. Because Gwen's doing her thing. And we're going to strip some defense. We're going to level up. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that, Reardon? God damn it. Looks like we're turning him into a tank. And then... the bear's defense is lowered. And Saxon can come in. Oh, you know what? This is a shame, though, because I actually wanted to show the animation of the bear, because it's really fun. Okay. Change in plans. Cassandra's going to come sit over here and possibly die to a crit. But I want to show you guys the animation, so we're going to leave it there anyway. The archers in this game are low-key the tankiest in any game in history. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some lightning damage on Saxon, get him healed up. We're going to level up. Holy shit! This is not what you want to see. This is not at all what you want to see. Golly. Golly! She doesn't kill? Seriously? How much mana does he got? Oh, he has enough to cast! Okay. See, I love it when a plan comes together. I'm realizing that this chapter ends if you kill all of the enemies, so I'm probably not going to be able to get this chest, and that's going to make me deeply sad. That being said, Gwyn is getting some sauce level ups. Let's see, Najalem, I feel like Arthur... Okay, so I can explain this. Najalem, you get 10 mana on turn start, and you get 10 mana from the first combat every turn. So the reason Arthur has no mana is because I haven't actually been, like, fighting with him as much. If he's engaged in more combat, then he will get a fuck ton of mana. He'll get a fuck ton of mana. But... Oops. We'll use his animation list Lunar Reeve. I just awkward. Welcome to the stream. thank you for dropping by. Is the group in Dark Deity 2 related to the previous group? So, yes. If you come down, I'll just go over. The main characters of this game are Irving's 3 children. You have Gwyn here, who is, I would probably not probably. She's really the protagonist, and then her siblings are also very important and central. Then Reardon is the younger brother of Gwyn and Irving's kid. And then Arthur is Irving's adopted son. Who is, they don't know exactly how old he is, but he's roughly the same age as Reardon, they think. Let's hope this wolf doesn't get crit by Gwyn, because that'd be, like, extremely tragic. But we do love some Arthur XP. Alright, Arthur. Fuck my shit up. That's what I'm fucking talking about! And yeah, it's 25 years after. It is getting pretty rubbly in here. For real, for real. Okay, that doesn't look like that's supposed to be happening. Yeah, we're just not gonna get the chest, and I think that's gonna be that. Tragic, but that's okay. But yeah, 25, the game is set 25 years after. Alden still does have a lot to learn. God, I do think that that's one of his voice lines. One of his voice lines says something about that. But yeah, Alden is the Jagan. I'll just come out and say it. No, Gwyn and Reardon have the same mother. How can Gwyn block without a shield? Every block is, anyone can get block if they have the right abilities. It's more of a like buff term. Yeah, Caligma, that's a great question. The objective is to escape, and I simply have not changed. Right now, if you kill every enemy on the map, it automatically clears it. Which is a remnant of, like, when I was testing early objectives and stuff, I didn't want to get, like, hard locked in the level. So, I don't know if that's going to be the case when it actually comes out. But right now, killing them all will end the level. With regards to, is that what you mean by WRT with regards to? I've never seen someone type that in my life. That is so interesting. Does hair dye exist in Varroa? It does not. Hair dye does, well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that definitively. They've probably figured out how to dye hair. That being said, Irving, Reardon, and Gwyn's hair is not dyed. There is a extremely specific lore reason for for why they have black streaks in their hair. It's supposed to be red. It is genetic. I was just having this conversation with our writer today, who thought that we hadn't talked about this. Yeah, Jade, technically it works. I'm like trying to figure out if I want someone else to get this XP, but I don't think anyone even can. So, oh, but you know what we can do? We can get that heal XP, baby. Oh yeah, she can attack after healing. I don't know if I made that clear. Some abilities, like support abilities, you can usually attack after you use them. Yeah. God damn it, Najalem. Let's see. Irving got cursed with emo magic. It's extremely true. The protagonist hair is so strong it passed on to his kids. Yes, so I will just come out and say this. I'm pretty sure I have Marin is the mother of Reardon and Gwyn. Yes, Marin is the mom. Can attack after healing. Yeah. So something that's interesting about the balancing of this game so far. Abilities, like support abilities that took your whole turn felt like complete shit to use because combat is so like high damage, you know what I mean? So it felt necessary, and it makes support classes way better. So yeah, I do feel pretty good about that change. We got a bot in the stream, RIP. If I even have stream mods, someone fucking ban that shit. I want to say Luke is a mod. I don't know if he's here. I know Will Link is a mod. I'm pretty sure he's not here. He hasn't said anything. Good message. Okay. You know what? When the MVP screen comes up, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I still haven't made. I noticed this just now. I still haven't made it so that the other music stops playing. So just be aware it's gonna probably get kind of loud. I'm gonna fix that probably later today. Okay. Oh, player phase. That ain't right. Alright. Ignore that the turns number is literally in the wrong place, too. Again, very early. Many bugs detected, as I said. That might just be a stream thing, Mortis. But yeah, I'm not going to click past this at the moment. I'll probably switch to a different view here. Yeah, Gwyn for blocking all that damage. You know what? I'll click past. I know for a fact that there is a bug in this next screen, so I was thinking I probably shouldn't show it, but fuck it, we ball, I suppose. It's going to show two characters you don't have yet because of a internal thing that I need to fix, but I've been too lazy to. And by too lazy to, I mean there's just kind of a lot of shit to do all the time, so I forget. It will be fixed by the time you guys get your hands on it. So this is very obviously not a final menu. But, yeah, these are your first 7 units. I already leaked that when I was doing stuff last week. Alden and Valyria. Does Benji get mentioned in the story? By the way, welcome to stream, Healthy Degree. I don't think I've seen you here before. I appreciate you dropping by. Benji does, in fact, get mentioned in the story. Benji is like a legendary figure. No, I mean, not... Okay, that's probably going a little too far. But dude did win like literally every corn husking competition in a 1,000-mile radius. So, but try to keep in mind this game takes place on a different continent from the first game. So a lot of the more minor characters that don't really have a reason to be there, are, you know, even if, you know, there's people that you want to see, they just won't. Like, think about, like, Monroe and Sloan are nobles of that other area. They're not going to show up. They've got other shit going on. Same with Sarah, Samara, Brooke's doing her thing over there. Like, there are a lot of characters that it just doesn't make any sense for them to show up. Yeah, Benji is the international corn husking champion. It's true. But, you know, it's sad because, I love some of our side characters, but it's a smaller cast too, so it's just so much harder to fit a Benji into a game like this, which is tragic because Boy, do I love Benji. But yeah, but he is mentioned. We do talk about Benji. Benji will always be the main character in our hearts. True. That's Benji the second. Thank you very much. So anyway, yeah, this menu you can see the damage dealt, combats, damage taken, kills, defeats. Nobody died. Hallelujah. Gwyn was putting in some motherfucking work. For me, Gwyn does usually end up being the strongest character. That is on purpose. I want the protagonist to be good. I know that's like blasphemous shit in these games for some reason. I want her to be good. But being mana spent, this is something that I've been looking at a lot as I play through the game. Looking at your mana spent can sort of tell you, like, am I utilizing this class? Is this character in the right class? Are they in positions where, like, I'm using their abilities? Because the game gets really, really hard if you don't use mana. Like, the abilities are super essential to clearing chapters. So, no healing stat? Yeah, I don't know why. I actually am planning to change this. I don't know why I have it as HP gained. It will be healed. I haven't switched it over yet, but there will be a healing stat that you can see. Because again, there are characters that aren't in the shaman tree that can heal. Grim Mage, thank you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by. We're gonna be closing it up here in a sec, but I am glad you're looking forward to it. I think at the very least, it's fun when the protagonist is tanky. It's not fun when they're too fragile. Yeah. Well, that's the big thing. She's not like... I mean, you can make her jack, but she's not like insanely offensively overpowered. She's just really physically tanky. Saxon healing 3 times the damage he took. What a king. We out here babying Saxon. It's very true. Anyway, I'm probably going to stop the stream pretty soon here. I really hope that seeing this Chapter 1 was fun for you guys and that it gets you excited. I think the game, in terms of quality, is leagues and leagues ahead of the first game. I'm really, really happy with how it plays and how it feels. We got a long ways to go. But I hope... I know a lot of you have been excited, but I hope that this sort of affirms that we've been working hard, and it really is going to be better. And hope it showed off that, like, there's a lot more going into it this time. There's going to be it's going to be fun. I'm really excited to see you guys get in there and start pumping crazy builds and your thoughts on the story. Yeah, very excited for that. But I think that's going to be that. Next Tuesday, I'll probably play the game again in some other way. I might even just, like, throw a test map together so I don't spoil the story, but I can show you guys some more stuff. Yeah. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate everyone that dropped by. Thank you for the questions and for being engaged. Again, I spend a lot of time working on this game, so it's really, really fun for me to get to engage with you guys like this. So if you're available, drop by next week. I would deeply appreciate it. I'm trying to grow these a little bit and show the game more. I love you all. I hope you guys have a really good week. Thank you for dropping by. See you guys. Oh, I'm still tabbed in.